Last episode, we were about to head down to Jeep Week, and that was about 3 weeks ago now. We were really excited to get down there. I'd never been before. It was the first weekend of June. I've been going to Ocean City for, I don't know, probably the past 15 years for summer vacation with my family and everything, but I'd never been down at the same time that Jeep Week was happening. Took us about 4 hours to get down there, driving my Jeep because the blue Jeep was not ready with the motor swap. It took us 4 hours to get down there driving a manual two-door JK with two dogs, one of them being a lab. Then we finally get down there at like 11 o'clock at night, and usually, even just a random weekend in the summer, I mean, you're rolling with traffic. Closer you get, you start to see like, okay, there's a lot of people that I'm just consistently following down Route 1. Been with the same group of people for 50 miles. We're all going to Ocean City. And it's pretty much just us on the road the whole time, which was nice traffic-wise, but it was kind of a ghost town. There was a good amount of people in northern Ocean City where we stay, like up above 100th Street. So we're like, okay, I think it'll be packed down at the inlet, all the way down at First Street. And so we run down there Friday night, and there's nobody there. So Ocean City is basically one big strip down on the outskirts of Maryland. It separates the bay from the ocean. Bay is on one side, ocean on the other side, and it's just a long stretch of land. So all the way down at the very end of that strip is what we call the inlet, and that's where the boardwalk starts. That's where the carnival is. The big. There's two huge Ferris wheels, the roller coasters, all that stuff. I mean, you can imagine. But yeah, it's basically a huge party down there. So that's where the epicenter of this event for Jeep Week was. Friday afternoon, of course, we go to the beach and everything and get breakfast and stuff, and there's people around, but nobody's here for Jeep Week. When we first got down there, we were like, this is kind of empty and weird. But, you see all the Jeeps lined up to go for the dune crawl, and so we walked down that path under the pier, and right around the corner there's 100 Jeeps all parked having a party, and it's like, oh, okay, here's everybody. That's what's going on. Everybody's showing off their sound system, and there's just a lot going on. There was a guy that had like 10 flags off the front of his Jeep. That was awesome. It's really just a congregation of people, Jeep enthusiasts, people who like off-road cars, stuff like that, car show basically. And then there's a bunch of vendors that come and meet up in the inlet, and they're selling wheels, tires, bumpers, metal art. There was this guy, he had these really cool rod holders that mounted to the back of your spare tire and had fishing rod holders on both sides. I thought that was awesome. So probably gonna buy those and put them on the blue Jeep. That'd be sweet. There's the dune crawl of all the Jeeps going through basically an obstacle course on the beach, which there's a skid steer rolling around that makes a big mountain and everything, and there's different rolls and bumps and everything, so you can articulate your suspension a little bit. But it's basically just a big obstacle course. It looks like a lot of fun. We didn't do it this year because I didn't know about it, but we'll definitely do it next year or in August. It was really awesome because my wife and I stood off on the other side on kind of the beach side because it's right up against the boardwalk. And it was just really cool. Like, there was somebody that did a burnout going around a corner, and just to see how happy everybody was. I mean, it was like a bunch of little kids, playing in the sandbox, literally. The older you get, you don't grow out of your toys; they just get more expensive. So, yeah, it was really cool to see everybody having such a good time, and it makes you feel good to be a part of that. You know, yeah, it was a whole parade of Jeeps, going in the sand, getting ready to go through this course. So it was really cool. Everybody had like 360 cameras sticking up out of their Jeeps and stuff. So talked to a lot of good people there, learned a lot of things, handed out all those cards. Didn't necessarily get any reward from that, but I was a little out of my comfort zone. I'm not a very social person, so going up and talking to people isn't really my thing. But I handed out the cards, and you know, I think handed out 1,000 of them, and about 100 people looked at the website. Nobody bought anything, but it was a good experience, and I learned a lot of what goes on there. So I think for August, what I'm probably going to do is try to bring the giveaway there and raffle off tickets in person, because I think that'll be really cool for people to be able to see, like, this is the Jeep, especially when it's, done and all souped up and ready with, the wheels and tires and everything and new bumper, all that stuff. I think it'll be really cool for people to come and see it, be able to sit in it, touch it, feel it, everything, and see how cool of a car it is to just win for the cost of a ticket, you know? I think it'll be awesome. I think that will really, hopefully, skyrocket this whole thing, because it's been a slow startup, you know, and it's tough to be flipping Jeeps, So we've, put out a lot of money for this. It's tough to not see any financial return immediately, or not even immediately, but as time goes by. But I think it'll be exponential, hopefully. And then the next giveaway that we do will be a 2015 Jeep that we can really make crazy, and then the next one will be a 2023 Rubicon, and then the next one will be, by that time, 2027, brand new, super crazy, whatever. Yeah, so if you guys like Jeeps, could really appreciate the support, if you share with your friends and everything and tell them what we got going on here. The more people that know about this, the more people that have a chance to win this Jeep, you know. Um, I'd really love for this to work out and become something huge that we can just keep doing this over and over and over again. I mean, I think it's really cool what we're doing, and nobody really knows about it. I mean, I'm no marketing expert. I'm just doing everything flying by the seat of my pants. I've never done this before, all the designs for the t-shirts my wife and I are coming up with on the spot. So if you have any ideas, we'd appreciate it.
We'll make a shirt for you.
Yeah, we'll make a shirt for you. If you have a cool design or whatever, you have a cool tattoo that you like, send it in, and sure, maybe it'll be a t-shirt. Yeah, dude. Submit a design and we'll make a t-shirt out of it.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. No commission.
No, excuse me.
I need all the profits from this. Yeah, so any sharing you can do about this, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. A few people have commented just saying how cool it is what we're doing, and that means the world. So I really appreciate that. So I think for the blue Jeep, with everything going on, I think we're gonna do kind of like a multi-part series. I think we're gonna do a multi-part series, or a playlist, or whatever you want to call it, because that's probably gonna be a couple episodes worth of what we're gonna be doing with that thing. We'll show it in action too. You know, our intent for that Jeep is to be a beach Jeep, so we'll show it in action on the beach. Today, as we speak, the new motor is in the blue Jeep. It is getting all buttoned up and ready to go. Got a 4-inch lift on it, 37s. Yeah, like I said, 4-inch lift. Brand new motor. Well, actually, not brand new motor, but came out of a Dodge Journey. Yeah, front and back bumper. The upgraded tire carrier. Put a winch on it. Get it, ready for, because there's a set, list of things that you need for Delaware Beach Tag to drive on the beach. You'll get pulled over by the cops, and they'll make sure, okay, do you have a jack? Do you have a 1x12 board for jacking up your car in the sand? And you have to. It's a fishing beach, so you have to actively be fishing. Yeah, so we'll put a rod holder on it, and gotta get a Titan flag.
Yes.
That'll be cool. But yeah, so the blue Jeep should be done tomorrow. So we're gonna run up to Brandon's, pick that up, do a test drive and everything, and then bring it back here, and we'll be able to sink our hands into it and do our thing. We're gonna film all of that and post that as a separate thing. Set up a camera and basically watched over Brick's shoulder do the engine swap for the whole thing. So I'll time lapse that and just show the whole thing. So that'll be cool. So the next video I post is going to be the blue Jeep motor swap and getting that brought back here. This is the first Jeep we're really going to be modifying. So depending on how long that takes, that may be in the next video or might have to break that into a separate video. The next 2 videos at least. And then what I'm really excited about is we're going to be, for our first diesel swap trial run, we're going to be throwing a 4BT in that 2012 black Jeep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we need to make some t-shirt sales to fund that motor because that is not a cheap motor. That's a $10,000 motor. Yeah. We're going to get it used, probably off of eBay for like $2,000.
T-shirt.
Yeah, buy a t-shirt and then you can watch us throw a 4BT Cummins into a Jeep Wrangler. It's been done 1,000 times, but I've never done a diesel swap. My brother-in-law Isaac has, so he'll be kind of guiding me through the whole thing. That'll be a lot of fun. And then the next step is to put a 5.9 Cummins, put a 5.9 Cummins in either a Wrangler. I was thinking to put it in my Cherokee, but I don't know if that unibody can handle it. I think that's going to twist it into a pretzel. Yeah, the 6BT, the 5.9 Cummins, that's a long motor. And it's tall, so I don't think the Cherokee is a good idea. But probably an older Wrangler that we can put a body lift and a suspension lift on. I think it can fit the Cummins in it. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So stay tuned. We got a lot of cool things coming up. Next up is the blue Jeep motor swap. Like I said, I'll time lapse that whole thing and throw that in the next video. The video after that will be building the Jeep itself, all the parts and pieces that we're going to put onto it to make it cool. Yeah, then I assume after that we're going to be building the giveaway Jeep. So like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think we should do to the blue Jeep because I have a lot of ideas, but I'd like to hear what you think. Yeah, buy a t-shirt so I can buy parts. All right, well, see you on the next one.